Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Call Haloyim, Adonai Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shah Malak Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of your millstone. Peace and salutations to hope for light. Havaya Shah Malak Davadah, to House King David, and to the confusion of faces that look like these heathen nations, but that identity goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the real holy chosen seed line. Shalom. And this lesson is gonna be about how money cannot save you from the Most High's from the Most High's destruction. So no matter how much gold and silver you have, all that is not going to save you from a famine, and that's definitely not going to save you from any type of destruction the Most High is going to send you. I'm going to start from Ezekiel 7 and 2. Let me start from there. Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Adonai Yahweh unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations, and mine eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, and evil, only in evil, behold, is come. And verse 7, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord that smiteth. Behold, the day, behold, it is come, the morning is gone forth, the rod hath blossomed, pride hath budded, violence is risen up to a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor their multitudes, nor any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive, for the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. Let me get to verse 17. Make it quicker. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover their faces. Horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. So you see that chapter of Ezekiel 7 shows that the Most High, his judgment is gonna be so bad to the point where gold and silver ain't gonna even save you out of your affliction, because who in that day is gonna be thinking about luxury when you're caught up in a famine? Who's gonna think about luxury in that day? Another one is Zephaniah 1, and let's start at 14. It says, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds of thick darkness. And that day is talking about mostly Jacob's trouble, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So yeah, and here you have it where, you know, sometimes you got a lot of these people that are just so stupid, which is mostly like 2/3 of our people that think that, oh, I don't know, like because they probably like, they may have parents that spoil them or whatever, or some that may think that they have a job, or maybe even both. Some cases they will say that, oh, they got money. They say, oh, I make this amount, and you know and it's like they flexing a lot with this world and stuff like that, but they don't understand that all this shit is just temporary. And let's be real, like let's be honest right now. All that money that you have, I don't give a fuck if it's thousands, millions, or billions. It don't make no difference. All that money's not even backed up by anything valuable. It's not backed up by any resources. Because let's just say that the central banks and the central bankers, like the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, all that. I mean, like the Rothschilds, like the real wealthy bankers, like those elites, the banking families. They worked with they worked with other, like, what you call it, they basically like work with like a lot of other bankers like all around the world and stuff like that, and even over here mostly. And they started stealing and robbing from the people. And it's like they started robbing a lot of gold and shit like that, and silver, like they started robbing a lot of the valuable like resources, and they started giving like paper money. That's what the Rothschilds did with their banking system. So let's just say that the money that the Federal Reserve prints out, then they started printing out money in like 1913. So all of the money is basically not backed up by no more. It's not backed up by gold or silver anymore. And when what's you call it, John F. Kennedy, when he tried to make the money come back to like it make the Treasury start printing money again in silver, he was assassinated like I think couple months after he did that. So the money is not backed up by anything. It's just only piece of paper that's come from trees, and paper that you use to print um or wipe your ass with, like toilet paper. So basically it's worthless, the money that you. And there's gonna come a point in time when they're not even gonna use, with this coronavirus shit, they're not even trying to use money no more. They're trying to, use this coronavirus pandemic as a way to say they could usher in the chip. So, and the money's not even like, the money's really not even backed up by nothing. So you have a lot of stupid ass niggas that think that they making all this fucking money and all this shit. That money could be inflated. That money's easy to inflate. You see, when gold and silver was, you know, when the money was actually backed up by gold and silver, you could get like, things were, well, back in the days, things were cheaper, and then you could get a lot of you know, out of the small amount you have, you could still buy a lot of stuff. Like, but nowadays it's like the money is really worthless, and it's inflating a lot more because we have paper money. And the federal bankers, like the central bankers, like like the Rothschilds and the rest of the other elite bankers that follow after them, they stole our gold and silver and gave us paper money, and that shit ain't backed up by nothing. So you know, I remember, I remember one time, I was watching a video of what you call it, um, from this GMS camp called GMS to the point, and they were saying like that money. They were saying that about I think the video was, it was like a month ago. The video that they made when I saw the video, um it was called Candle Zion 11/29 2020. Yeah, and it's about 2 hours and 44 minutes. They like around like near the nighttime or whatever in the video, like almost at the end of the video, like the probably like the second hour and 30th minute, or no, second hour and probably like to the 10th minute of the video or something like that. Yeah, the elder Barack Obama was even saying like, you know, um how you have the stupid niggas about people, they over here saying this, and the bitches too. They were saying like, how they claim that they have all this money and this and that, and they acting like they're better than some of our they acting like they're better than each other because they having money and shit like that. And Elder Barack Obama said, that money is just paper that has no value. Call them, saying that they're idiots, which is true, because that's how stupid our people are. They're almost dumber than the heathens, man. 2/3 of our people, they thinking that this money have some value to it, because what, you could get a few nights at a hotel, you could buy some liquor or whatever when you have a certain amount, and it's just stupid. You see the money inflating. You see how the government, how you see how the people lost their purchasing power ever since this Federal Reserve came into power. Ever since the central bankers came to steal our money, like the value of our money over time. America, the dollar lost 97 cents of its purchasing power, and it lost that, like, so yeah. And I did some videos on that, talking about how we lost our purchasing power. So yeah, remember that time my stupid ex was saying some shit like, oh, she's saying some shit like she get money and all this shit, and I'm like, first of all, the money is not even real. It's not backed up by anything. It's only backed up by paper that has no value. They print it out in thin air. So fucking stupid. They could decide to um make the money go useless to this day. They could do that pretty much. So then they could usher in that microchip. The money ain't really backed up by anything. So so like, basically, if the gold and silver can't even save you from the Most High's destruction, how much less this money? You see what I'm saying? Like, how much less this money could save you? You know, gold and silver will have a zero chance to save you in the day of the Most High's affliction, the day of Jacob's trouble, the day when he sends famines and more pestilences and plagues, which destroys and kills off a lot of people and causes a scarcity of food and water. So the money that we have now will be negative chances. Not even if the gold and silver that's mentioned in the scriptures will be zero chances to save you from the Most High's destruction. So just think on that. Hope I made that lesson edifying. Like to give all glory, praises, honor to I don't know, but Yahweh, Hashem, Shah, Malaki, Yahweh, Shah, Hashem, Bakadash, double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, peace, salutations to the whole folk, like Shalom.